Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us this afternoon for another live stream. Big up, Jason. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you and your family are doing well. Hope everyone is have light now and other utilities. Some people didn't have any light or any utilities due to the passage of Hurricane Beryl. But I hope that in your part of the island, normalcy has been restored and all is well. As you can see in the title, we're supposed to be joined by the chairman of the JFF Technical Committee, Mr. Rudolph Speid, where we'll be having a discussion, relating to things regarding the national program, latest developments, as well as Cavaliers and their preparation for the Concacaf Caribbean Club Championship, which is set to start in August, I think, for them. Have some questions regarding the JPL, its start, and all of that. So we're awaiting Mr. Speid to join us. He should be with us in a few minutes. So once he's here, then we will get right into the discussion. Yeah, bless up, Jason Guna. Bless up, bro. Bless up. Yo, respect David. Yo, Jason, how are you? Where about the Jason? I see what I got on, boss. I see what I got on. Just I realize what I got on. Yo, weather man, big up. Big up, Dre, anyway, that sports. You don't know. Jay, anyway, that sports, I was at the breaking news, Yeah. Yeah, yo, Jason, when me see him say name safe, me I wonder how I go on, Me I wonder when me change my name, brother. You see, me I wonder when me change my name, but me see what I go on still, you see me? So Mr. Speid is here, so we're going to get right into it. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I hope all is well with you and your family.
Yes, them better off than I am.
Why? Because they're home and you're at work?
Because I have to take care of them.
Okay. Alright. Cool. No problem. So, you're a busy man, so we'll get right into it. But first, the Cavalier Club Championship is coming up in August. As preparation started for that date?
Yeah, we just started this week, Monday. A little bit later than we rival that we played in the first game, about 3 weeks later, but we just started.
Okay. Any new signings people should know about?
No, we're going into our our youth productive, if anything.
Any players have left?
Not yet, but we expect some to leave.
Not yet? Oh, okay. Well, I don't mean overseas now, I mean even locally.
Oh, a few of them, well, I know a few of them contracts has expired, so they probably, we haven't negotiated yet, so, they might leave, they might not. But we're not worried. One of our feature of our team is to, 1 year we lost 12, we came second. Last year we lost 6, we keep 1. So it's not an issue really. If we lose players, we just build what we have.
Okay. As it relates to the JPL, I heard that the JPL is supposed to start in the first week of September. Usually it starts in October.
No, it's gonna be a September start. We have to get back to normalcy at some point in time. I must tell you that what we have been doing is inadequate. The last time I checked, we played 84 games during the season, over 4 years. That's just woefully inadequate. So, I mean, the guy that scored the goal for Spain yesterday, the 16-year-old, he played 50 games for Barcelona. You see the problem? and we are playing an average of 20 games
per season.
year per season. A player needs much more than 20 games to get up to standard. So, from a technical point of view, we saw that deficiency, and we're trying to fix it. So, one of the things is that the Premier League will definitely start earlier and become longer.
Oh, so when you start in September, you will go for the full 9 months now.
Maybe even if it's not, I mean, last year some teams play for 5 months, so we're definitely trying to go for more months. Okay. Last year the teams that didn't go through played for 5 months. That's not enough to improve the players. So people are asking why they're not playing for the Jamaica team. Come on. The other players are playing 50 games per year, we are playing 20. There's no comparison. We'll never catch up if we don't improve the amount of games. The local players.
So if in order, because if the league is going to be longer, it means that the format is going to change, or you can't say?
No, really, the format to add in games.
Add in games like knockout games and stuff.
Don't want to give it away, but add in games. We definitely want to be up into the 40s, playing 40 games a year, somewhere up there.
Okay. Well, the only way I see that happening is if you add an extra round, which usually before the playoff system, they used to play for 3 rounds.
Yeah. Two rounds is just woefully inadequate. Okay. I mean, 26 games is woefully inadequate.
But wouldn't 3 rounds be almost like just like repetitive? Because I mean, the players gonna be the same and stuff like that. The team's gonna be the same. There isn't much difference in terms of 2 or 3.
No, but it's not just that all you learn is really train and play games. So the more we get to train and play games, is the more teams get to adapt. Young players who leave Manning Cup in say they're tired in December, they start playing January. By the time they start playing, the game is finished. The league is finished. They won't be able to improve as much. Clearly, people not putting up the numbers that they should have, like to score 20 odd goals because there's only 26 matches. Maybe if you were going 40 matches, they would have a 30 match goal spree, so they'll be more attractive to be sold overseas. So, technically, we don't have any choice. If we want our players to compete against the rest in the world who's playing 55 games, then we just have to do it. There's no choice. We don't look at certain things in Jamaica. We just look at the superficial things. But what makes our players good and makes us competitive and be able to beat the other teams in the Concacaf is that our players have to play the required amount of games as one part of playing to improve the abilities of the players. So it's something that we just have to do.
Okay. I was talking to Mr. Maxwell the other day, and a point came up in terms of, I know that the JFF is on a push to improve like the coaching education and the coaches and stuff, but is there anything being done to improve the whole talent identification? And I know scouting is a part of that. So is there any program or courses in place to help persons who want to be scouts or are interested, similar to how it's available for them to do coaching?
Well, there's a topic in the C license called talent identification. So we touch it there for amateur players. So that is in the C license itself, is a whole topic. Finding talent for professional players is a whole different thing. To identify a professional player is a whole different thing. So that's a different topic that will come up in the A license. So those are there. But for a specialist scouting license, we haven't offered those as yet. It's something that we're going to be looking forward to, but it's easy to get one to do from overseas. You can do it online. So if people really want to do the course, they can find one. I know one of the scouts that we employ, what's his name again? Karam Berry. He has done those exams, and I think he's a level 3 scout now, based on some of those exams that he has done overseas online.
Okay. All right. So similar to how you have scouts for like the youth teams in Jamaica, and I don't know what entails overseas. I know we have I would call a ad hoc process where people recommend players. I don't even know if that process is entirely sufficient because I don't know if these persons who are recommending players, they are certified scouts or not, or if they are employed by or through the federation. But do we have any official scouts overseas that look for talent outside of the regular wear, like former players and those stuff who recommend players for all teams? Do we have
Um,
any setup for that?
so make we break it down. So in Jamaica, we have 4 scouts that the JFF employ to find talent, young talents across the country, one in every region. We also have money. We haven't identified all the persons to pay 1 coach per parish to be able to have some sort of a parish team and identify the talents in the parish. Plus, we have the National Academy. So it's not ad hoc how we're approaching it now. There's a method. We have a National Academy and we're trying to establish it right through the island. So we actually have what we call a TDS, Talent Identification Scheme, going now, attached to the National Academy. And also we have appointed 7 other clubs, some of the better clubs across Jamaica, to be a part of that process. So it's not ad hoc, or we try to find talent. Those clubs would have better coaches, qualified top coaches. So that is the method we're using at the moment. When it comes to the United States, we have run about 5 scouting, thing in the United States to try and get the player from the diaspora from USA. People have come as far as from Spain to attend those trials overseas. So that is also in place. We're trying to get one up and running in the UK. We might not get it in this summer, but clearly by next summer. We don't want to do it in the winter. We'll definitely have one in the London, Birmingham region to find those other talented players in the UK. So there's nothing ad hoc about us finding talent nowadays. We're really looking at it in a structured way. As it relates to the senior team and the under 20 team, we don't need to have that type of structure to find those. There's a lot of programs that help you with those, like Y Scout. You just need to be able to search properly and search other databases to know who are eligible to play for Jamaica. And so that is that other method that we use to find those players, professional players.
Okay. I know there's a lot of times the issue would have come up in terms of when we scout players overseas, or when players from overseas are recommended to the federation or to the whoever it is that is going to pick the players. I'm using the federation loosely, but oftentimes those players, they come not having adequate documentation, and I know I've heard the position of the JFF in an instant to say that's not really their duty or their job. But if it is that the 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 players who are the better ones are in those regions, don't you think there's some way in which the federation can assist them um, to speed up, not speed up the process, but to go through the process? Because sometimes in Jamaica, that process can be difficult for persons who live here. So I can only imagine for the persons who are not living here or who have not been here for a long time. Don't you think the federation can do something to assist them?
So it's more complex than you think. So let me just go back over. But the first one, Jamaica full of red tape. Anybody tell you otherwise is not true. Jamaica is full of red tape. Everything is difficult to get in Jamaica, no matter the simplest of things. And just from your driver's license to you know much police station you have to go if you lost all the papers for your car, and you can identify say you on the title. Them not care. You still have to end up at police station and them say them check it out for 5 weeks before you get it back and all sort of foolishness. So Jamaica full of red tape. So that everybody needs to know that up front. The problem, we have multiple problems. So let me just go back and say, I have not gotten one person that they say, anybody come to me and say they need help to get this person passport or get them whatever, naturalized. And I have asked the people in the JFF, the president, and I have none upon him desk either. So I don't know. Jamaica people, some of them talk some story. Them are really dreamers. But we have issues. One, a lot of people who are in the UK, them go up with the wrong name. Or them going to other person's name when the thing was looser. Or even if they're going to their right name, them have spelling errors. Then some of them die. So you can correct the spelling error. So there is a whole heap, and I tell you, Jamaica is a red tape country. So so what is happening? There's difficulty in ensuring that some of these players are really Jamaicans. I mean, and they might be, but the paperwork don't say it. So we're having some of those issues with getting some of those things to go through. That's what I've been told, because as I said, they never ever send them to me and say for help. The thing where all Jamaicans should be wary of, if we make a mistake and somebody is able to prove that one of these persons is not Jamaican and then end up playing for Jamaica, we will be banned for 2 years. Not just that team, every single team, senior team, junior teams, women's senior team and women junior team will be banned from FIFA competitions and possible Concacaf competitions too, if we ever make a mistake. So people, be careful what you ask for. Just make the process play out itself, because no one person is bigger than the country.
Okay. Fair enough. So we saw this morning where our former coach was employed by a federation in Europe, closer to home, I guess. Any thoughts on that development?
Well, I'm happy for him that he's able to get a job. I mean, there's no way.
They genuinely mean that.
Yes, I have
But
no animosity towards
but,
him.
but if the coach at the time was the best coach at Jamaica, you can't be happy to the coach find the next job, boss.
I'm happy for him.
Okay.
He's probably happy where he is. I mean, probably he wasn't happy here, but he's happy where he is. So I'm not. He was always going to leave at some point. He doesn't live in Jamaica. He's not a Jamaican. So just so does all the other coach who have come here so far. So up front, I'm happy that he got a job. I don't have a problem. But I mean, I'm unhappy the way it happened, because but I saw it coming. I can't say I didn't see it coming. I saw it coming from a long time ago because of certain things that happened. So I suppose by the time he left, things wasn't good on either side. But as somebody once said, both sides are happy. He is happy, and we are happy. So let's move on.
Okay. So one of the things is, if someone is employed to a particular organization and they are happy, I don't suppose they would want to leave. Do you think there's anything that the federation could have done differently to have not had this outcome?
Why you putting on the federation? Just look what happened.
The federation, but the coach is employed to the federation. That's his boss,
Sure, but
and that's his main stakeholder group.
is a relationship.
Okay.
So regardless how you look on it, is a relationship. So we did, as far as we're concerned, we haven't done anything wrong. We have a contract, and we have made sure we kept our part of the bargain right throughout. We pay salaries on time. Whatever he asks for, we give it to him. But he moved out in January, right?
Okay. To go back to his home country.
Yeah, it's this familia now. We had issues with the first two World Cup qualifiers where we were shaky and double shaky. One of the problems that I had was we picked 8 local based players. None of them was in training. How did that happen to us? So I mean,
What I'm saying, so that again. The reason why I say that, the people them always have said, yeah, advocate for the local player, one the foreign player in the team. So say that again with them here.
I am saying we pick 8 local base players. They were not in training. How did that happen? I am never one. You see, people have this conception about me, which is wrong. I have always backed us using the best player on the senior national teams. I don't care if all 23 of them never come to Jamaica one time, as long as them have Jamaican passport. And it's not just talk I'm talking. I am the one who started the scouting in USA for young players. No other technical director, chairman ever did that. I was setting up one for going to UK. So the truth is, the proof is there, There's no longer, people used to talk about you pick the first 15 from overseas and the rest are development. Remember that story with the rest of coaches? That's not what happened now. The coach pick anybody he wants because, as a matter of fact, it is in his contract that he alone decide who get picked on the team. I know who write his contract. Me write it. So I don't know where people get these foolishness from. Them just talk anything that come out of their mouth that is so not true. Right? So my problem with that was there was even one player who got injured in the semi-final, couldn't even finish, didn't kick one ball, and then he got called in the national scene. What was he going to do there? There's another player who was on vacation, and they called him off to fly in from over. What were those players going to do with 2-day training or 3-day training? Anybody can tell me? We were very shaky, and I think we didn't plan properly.
Okay. I heard, I saw a quote in the Jamaica newspaper when they were asking about the coach leaving, and we said that usually, like after every tournament or after every competition, there is a meeting of the technical committee, and then you guys, based on the outcome of that meeting, will make a recommendation to the board as to what's the next step. What has there ever been a case where you make a recommendation to the board and they don't accept it, regards to coaching?
Yes, one of the things that we have to remember, we have been through World Cup qualifiers a lot of time already, right? And a lot of times we have been late. Not me, no, but we have been late in making the step. Okay. When we see things not going right, we don't make the step enough. We wait until we're dead before we're trying to change and trying to rectify resuscitate animal that is almost dead to try and qualify. I don't have to go through those.
Man. I think those are well ventilated.
Right. Already. So this time people are not giving us enough credit to say, look here, something gone wrong here. So based on what is happening, and maybe we should take sleep mark. People are just thinking one way, say, oh, this is the JFF fault. And everything is a JFF fault. Nobody is thinking that if we get a coach negotiation going, it's unlikely to finish in less than 2 weeks for you to sign a contract and be unveiled. So there must have been something going on long before. The technical director of Ireland, unless he's lying, anybody read the article?
That's right. He said from January. He said.
Right. Yeah. The coach moved out from January. It's a good thing.
So everything fall in line.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, 5-star hotel was a problem. Chartered flight was a problem. Everything was just a problem. Gears was a problem. And the Jamaican people saying is we are the problem. Come on. So but we know once we saw what was happening, we had to be very concerned. We wasn't behind the 8 ball. And so it never come as a surprise to us. And it had to come to a head at some point, and we'll bring it to a head and do what is best for Jamaica.
Okay. A question that I've puzzled with at times, and it even happened to me when I was a manager in the JPL and I went to do a coaching course. I kind of have a different view or appreciation for certain things. So you are one of the most certified coaches in Jamaica. You are the chairman of technical committee that hires and fires or recommends for coaches to be hired and fired. How do you separate your feeling as a coach in terms of what you see being taken place and what you want to achieve, as opposed to what is being done by the coach who's in charge? Even though you know that you are the person that's a part of the committee that's going to be reviewing his work and stuff. How do you take away your bias as a coach from that whole person?
No. The A license really prepares you for you to appreciate what other coaches do. So you'll probably never hear me talk bad about any coach, whatever they do. No matter how you hear them talk bad about me, you'll just never hear it, because each coach has a philosophy based on their beliefs, or there's something that trigger them to be what they are, how they are. There's something. Whether it's their mentor, the coach that they had before, them environment that they live, them untrained, them just love a particular style or love a particular team and want to play at them. There's always something that trigger how every coach react and how every coach behaves. So that we have to appreciate. But what we learn to figure out, you can always have your preferences, but is it effective? So that is what I use to judge whenever we believe that somebody is doing a good job or not. Is what you're doing is effective, or do I see signs that you're not going to achieve the objectives that we set out for you to achieve in the first place? And no, we're not waiting. If we see like it's not going to work, we just have to move same time.
Okay. I already said already in another program that, well, I don't know if it's now or before, but you are saying that the committee or the JFF has approved in terms of the coach that they're looking for. Why is it that that information is never made public in terms of the profile of the coach that the JFF would want?
I don't, well, what you think is really somebody profile? At the end of the day, is how successful they are. Them have for sure that them have success. That is really the ultimate. It don't matter if a person short or tall, black or white or whatever. They have to show that they have success. So basically, that's really can the person do the job that you want them to. So basically, that's the profile, right?
Okay.
Then you look at other preferences, and then no matter what you think about in football, there's one thing that you come back to: economics. Can you pay for what you want? So it is more complex than people think. I mean, you know, in economics, which is one of my favorite subjects, you wanting something is not a demand. It's only a demand if you can pay for it. So it's the same thing with football, really. We know what we want, and we want the best. And people call some names, yes, we would like them, but can we pay for them? What we are probably going to afford to pay is what they earn for 1 week in their coaching job. So all of those things to take into consideration. We just have to get the best that our money can buy, and that's what we're looking for.
I know that I heard you also say that you'll be looking to purchase the best coach that money can buy, and I'm assuming it's the money that the JFF has at its disposal. I know that there are members of the staff now who still have contract with the JFF. Whenever the new coach is hired, is there going to be what if that coach comes with his staff? What's going to happen to the current staff? No.
All right, so it's two answer to that. One, because we want to build our local stock. Every national team, we attach a coach to it for experience. I mean, it was supposed to go the way that coach is rotated. That was what we had agreed on. That particular coach is rotated. So the coach could pick Speed one day and carry him on this trip. Next trip and pick Fuzzy. Next trip and pick Jerome. Next trip and pick somebody else. So that was really what we wanted. And we got some success out of that. If you notice, the under-17 coach now, Mr. Freddie, the coach carry him one at a time, carry Baby Gardner one at a time. So that is something that we're trying to get some training in, and also give the coach what he wants. So what we did was give the coach one person that he would pick as an assistant, and then the third assistant we've provided one. And it happened for the men and the women team. You see what we're trying to do? He's still trying to build the Jamaican soccer, although we give the coach. So for instance, but the coach, as in this case, because of how football has morphed, there's some expertise that you don't need to employ on a full-time basis, like the analyst. You're going to play a game, you ask the analyst that you trust, tell me what I'm supposed to do against US, tell me what I'm supposed to do against Mexico. So what some physio, we don't employ them, but we bring them in. We bring them in when they are necessary to try and keep our costs down, but still have the best person available for our use. And that is what we have been doing.
All right, I have a question that I'd like you to answer. I'll put it up. They're asking if you increase the transfer budget.
No, same 100,000 Jamaican dollar may have to spend, not more.
That's good. You know, say me not believe that, though, even though you said that, me not believe it.
But check my transfers and you will know if I true.
All right. There's another question. Drew is asking, will the goalkeeper coach be staying?
No.
Seeing that the former, he won't be staying?
No.
Okay. So we need a goalkeeper coach as well?
Yeah.
Okay. As it relates to the analyst is someone that's employed by the federation, or if the coach comes and says he has an analyst that he trusts, the federation will be okay with
Coach. We will go with
the
the
coach.
coach.
Also, the last analyst was with the coach, or
We have one and he brought one. So we had two for the senior
do
national.
we have an analyst for all the teams, or is just for the senior team they work with?
No, we don't have an analyst for all the teams. It's somewhere we need to reach, but we don't have it as yet.
Okay. I noticed the under 20 team was released recently. And I was looking through the list based on the players that I saw who were in the last camp and players who I guess were expecting to be in this camp. And I noticed that there are some missing names in terms of, but I guess for one reason or the other. I know that your player, Barrett, is injured, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I noticed that there are no Phoenix players in the squad. Is there any specific reason for that that you can comment on?
I think you should really ask Coach Wade. I don't pick players. I don't care who him pick. I only concerned about the results at the end of the day. So his job is to qualify the team for the World Cup and better get it done.
Okay. I was looking through the list of the staff as well. I noticed that the technical director is listed as a trainer as well. Is that something that is
He
a
has
best
that.
practice?
He has that skill. I mean, he's very. The technical director is one of the only coach in the whole wide world that has represented Jamaica at 4 World Cup. 4. So we tend to kill our own. Just
Mr.
tell me how
Speed.
much of the people got World Cup, 4 World Cup as a coach.
Mr. Speed. I always hear you say that. Let me ask you a
It's
question.
true.
Hold on now. Would you employ René Simoes now to come and coach Jamaica team?
He hasn't gone to 4. I say my technical director gone
No,
to 4.
but he's the only coach that has qualified us for a senior World Cup. Male.
No, this coach has gone to 4 World Cup. You're talking about 1 World Cup and 4 World Cup. So I'm still in the employment at JFF where we employ him and get a salary every month. So why shouldn't we not? I tell you that football is economics too. He's very experienced. He knows what to do.
But the team is also traveling without a masseuse or a physiotherapist.
Yeah, you buy those when you reach. That's been a practice nowadays.
Okay.
Those are. I mean, even also when you travel in the Caribbean Cup, I walk with one. When you reach, we just employ one, much cheaper. Works just as well.
Okay.
For the senior teams, we walk with our own. But as I said before,
So why is it important? Why is it important for the senior team to have a local or a JFF employed physiotherapist? Why can't those persons work with the other teams? Being
now
that they are
remember, a lot of those physiotherapists, we can't afford to pay them either. You know, they are volunteers and they have other jobs. So some of the time they're not able to go with the youth teams. So it's more complex than that. Look, if we had enough money, we would carry everything that we need. We just don't have enough money to go all around. We have 11 national teams, but only one team earn the money, and it's the senior team on both the male and female side. So that is why the male and female senior team gets everything that they want because they earn the money, and then we try and spread the money among the other development team. So everything is not always there, and we have to figure out how we best survive. So what we have done is send the essential persons, and what we don't have when we reach on site, we could probably pay somebody $100, $200 a day. It works out cheaper for us.
Okay. I have a question from Ansi. Media person, you know. He's saying, could you give us a ratio of the 4 World Cup qualifiers to how much he failed? So essentially, I'm saying, yes, he's been a part of the federation when they go to 4 World Cups, but we probably missed out on 14 other World Cups that he's been there
No,
for.
that's not possible because he went, I think, 2011, he was the head coach for the under-17 that went to the last male World Cup, right? He has coached a World Cup try since.
I don't know what happened, people, but as Mr. Speed just left, I think he's having some internet issues, but hopefully he'll be back with us soon. In the meantime, Oh, he's back. He's back.
He hasn't tried to qualify a team for a World Cup since 2011. I think the others was 98, so it was 99 and 2001. And then he also went to the 98 World Cup as a third assistant coach. So there's no such truth. He probably went to that he was a failure. He didn't have the team, as far as I remember, for any World Cup senior qualifying campaign as a head coach after that. So I am just amazed of these vloggers who don't know anything.
Who are the members of the JFF technical committee now? Because I know in the previous administration, you would have had like 7 members, and then one of them was suspended. And at that time, you were also not a voted member of the board. You were just like an what do you call it now? An honorary member, but now you're in a voting position. So are the members of the technical committee the same, or has it improved?
Majority of them are the same. We had 2 persons. We had 2 persons who were there. Remember, one person wasn't there anymore because he was on the other side trying to get us unelected. So he's not on the technical committee anymore.
Yeah, but who are the members of the committee? Why is it that is kept a secret? And hold on. Yeah, but it's kept a secret. And a lot of times, when the people have issues with the committee, them just get speed. So and I guess it's because you are the only person who they know.
It don't make sense to tell you. One man want a letter from the JFF to go overseas, and then he not get it himself. Everything them call, man. So right now, it's a burden we have to carry, and we just go and carry it, because most people. One man say me make the coach left when the coach get the job from December. One idiot reporter. So, but I can't even bother follow back on them people. Make no sense. The people just lie for no reason at all, and I can't bother with them. The people in front of the technical committee, you have Elaine Walker Brown, she deal with the women's thing. Give me a second, we just have to take that.
Sure, yeah, man, no problem. When you're ready, you can just tell me. All right, people. So, Mr. Speid said I'm going to tell you what upon the committee, because we're still have a cousin. Regardless. Rob Smith, Mr. Speid, Ira Paul and Dondo. Right.
You have Miss Elaine Walker Brown who deals with the committee. Is not just technical, she deals with women's thing.
Yeah, man, I'm aware.
Gregory Daly who deals with competition, because a lot of things that.
So the person from competitions are part of the technical committee too?
Yeah, the chair. That's how it make up. The chair of technical competition, the chair of women, the chair of youth, which is Barry Watson, he'll be on it. So that's how a lot of the committee is made up, because you have all of these different fractions that deals with.
What is the role of the technical committee? Because I know that we only talk about coaching and
technical and development committee. I didn't want to talk about the coaching. It's just something we hate.
Okay.
Because everybody sensationalize the coaching thing and don't look at the serious work we do. So like our technical committee has been the busiest in the history of the JFF. There's no other technical committee like us. I can say that from now. We have coached, we established a coaching school, right? And we know the successes of that. Before us, Premier League was being coached by D license, advanced level 2. Now we have A license in the Premier League. We have 5. We have a course starting today with 12 persons from Jamaica in the A license in Jamaica. That's our first anything like that ever happened.
Okay.
100 persons either do them B license already or doing them B license now.
Oh, so we're no longer going back to Trinidad. The course can be held here in Jamaica now.
Yeah, in Jamaica. We have another 6 persons trying to finish up them A license. We have 200 people with C license now in Jamaica, and about 400 or 500 D license. That's where we are, and we have done that over 3 years. So I mean, and our aim is to get 2,500 certified coach in Jamaica. That is what we think will get us to where we want to go, where every single player will be coached by somebody who is licensed and know what they're talking about. Unlike now, The majority of our players are coached by people who don't know what they're talking about.
How does someone become a member of the coaching school?
No, after coaching school, you have to be trained. So we have our coaching educators. We have about 14 of them that is being trained by Concacaf and FIFA as we go along. And
No man. What I'm saying is, all right. Yeah, but so well, I shouldn't say coaching school, but isn't there a coaches body that represent coaches? The coaching school doesn't do that.
Yeah. Remember, we have the coaching association. You know. We have a coaching association, but yeah.
So how you become a member of that?
So you apply. I think the person, we have I am the president of the coaching association, and we have Miran and Xavier and Pierre are part of it. So we had formed a new coaching association, and as out of that, we start the coaching school. Because people don't realize that the coaching school, although we sanctioned by the JFF, is actually we have a one bank account and the money is good there for pay for it is self-sustainable basically, you know, because we realize that if we try to get it to be done, you know, the JFF would have to find more money to fork out to fund it. They do fund some of it and try to help us, but we try to make sure say the amount that we get take from them is minimal as possible. We try to self-fund it. So it's really the coaching association came up with the idea. So we have to have a coaching school. The JFF pay the principal, though. We have a principal and everything, and we operate like that. So that was one of our brainchild, right? The National Academy is our brainchild, the TDS fund. I hear some people walking and talking about this one particular gentleman from overseas do it. It's not true. It's our committee who did it. The National Academy, right? The TDS fund, we applied for it from FIFA, our committee. Club licensing, remember, if you don't have a club license, you cannot play in a Concacaf competition. As a matter of fact, if you don't have a club license, you can't play in a local domestic competition in our Premier League. This year, it's going to be enforced. Anybody don't have a club license, that's it for you. You can't play in a Premier League. That was it. We had signed on to it like 8 years ago, but it's our committee actually put it in place and start enforce a club license. So elite youth football is that's we again. We have regulations for academies. Only 5, I think, have applied so far in Jamaica. The rest of people don't apply. The rest of people quick to say that them not answer to JFF. But see, when they're ready to go overseas, the people overseas say, no, JFF have to sanction you. So when they come to us, them not affiliated to us through the Parish Association or anything. So them love say, oh, them don't business with the JFF. But then when they get in trouble, they run come to the JFF. The JFF commit some fraud to say they are affiliates. You know. So this is how Jamaica people stay, you know. And then them have an issue with the JFF, right? So people don't want to talk the truth, but that's really what's happening in a lot of the time. As I said before, the amount of academies doing in Jamaica, and we have regulations that our committee put in place, only 5 people sign up.
Why do you think the academies? Why do you think the academies are not willing to be affiliated or to be a part of the JFF Academy program?
I know I just Jamaica people going like we're and say, come on, for a long time we're going like we're general, you know. We don't want to go under the rules and regulations, right? So when the things are it's like you say you're affiliated to the you're not affiliated to the JFF because you know who want to go to the road go say, oh, JFF array, I mean I like them, I'm not affiliated to them. But as soon as something happen, then everyone come to us. So they might try to beat the system. So everybody want to go collect a little money here and there, but they don't want no regulations to guide all them do. So our academy say you have to have X amount of training session. You have to have this amount of person at each team. So we have rules and regulations where we give and who must train to do for the betterment and the safety of the kids. You have safeguarding course what you have to do. You also we have to make sure say you get police records, you're not a pedophile or something. Them don't want go through those type of things. Them just want to get up and do anything they want to do. And then anytime they get in trouble, them want to go tour overseas, them run come to JFF and say, sign this on JFF, say me, yeah, I'm affiliate. So them want JFF commit fraud. And then say we don't run properly, so we start run properly, everybody have a problem. So nowadays,
go ahead. Yeah,
They
you
come
go
up
ahead.
with a player from the academy. So you say the player come from our academy. And I said, but we don't know you really. They must say, yes, you know. No, we don't know you because you never sign up nothing. You never sign a piece of paper. When a person is an affiliate, you have to sign a piece of paper say you will abide by the rules and regulation of say, your parish association, the JFF, CFU, Concacaf, FIFA, and the court of arbitration. If there's a dispute, will decide. You can't go to court. You see the piece of paper that you have to sign, nobody no want to sign it. So that is really the problem.
Before I get to this comment on the screen, one of the things I don't know if JFF can adapt it based on their structure, but you see, like in cricket in West Indies, when Cricket West Indies is doing their coaching course, one of the requirements for you to be a coach, is that you have to do some child safety and protection coaching.
No man, that is in our course. That's in our course. But
Yeah.
what happened? We're going to go a step further, which we're going to institute by next year. Even though you get a diploma, anybody can get a diploma. Just like the lawyers and the accountant and all of those people. Everybody can get a diploma or a degree. We're going to have a coach's license. So when you apply for that now, you have to give us your safeguarding certificate and your police certification for year one coaching badge. We say you know your license for coach people. So that is the next stage we're going to.
Okay. So Jermaine says some parents pay a lot of money to academies. Please ensure that they are run properly and the coaches are certified. Yeah, I think that's important too, because by and large, an academy is where the initial development of the player will take place. So I think the JFF has to try, and I don't know how you can enforce that for them to have an academy, they must be affiliated. I don't know how that can be done.
No, we can't enforce it. You can't fight City Hall. It's a person's rights not to join your association. Just like how it's our right to refuse you to join if we don't think you're proper, has been the case where this court case going. So
what? Yeah, but all right. So when I see them put on the academies, the league, whatever league them academies them playing some competition, doesn't that have to be sanctioned by their parish association and by extension the JFF?
But you can't stop anybody from going to play football against each other. By law,
Okay.
they have a freedom. What happened though is that if you're not affiliated to us and want to play, we will not put your name on our list. And we will not write to say you can go overseas. We sanction it to go overseas to play in a tournament because you're not affiliated to us. So we have our remedies, but we can't force anybody to do anything. And we're not going to go down that road to try and force anybody to police them. That's not our job.
So a question here, are you at liberty to say which academies have applied?
There's 5 academies that I know join. And as usual, you know Cavalier affiliate, Cavalier, Montego Bay, Mount Pleasant, Portmore, Harborview.
Harborview?
Okay. I mean, if Harborview signed a player, but there were 7 that did kind of. There were 7 of them. Harborview. That's 7. Arnett Garden. That's 7. I think about 5 of them has done everything that they need to do. 2 wasn't. So that was the initial 7 that was approached, I think, to join the National Academy.
I know that at one stage the JFF was, I know recently even in St. Catherine they were enforcing that clubs need to be registered on the JFF Connect system to be able to play in the leagues. I don't know, by and large, I don't think that's enforceable in all parish associations. Do you think there's anything that the committee can do to help?
That again was our committee who made it compulsory for all JFF competitions. You must be on the FIFA Connect. And because so all JFF competition you must be on it. So even the under 17 national under competition, you must be on the FIFA Connect. You must have a passport or an ID. Again, if we ever make somebody go on the FIFA Connect that is not properly identified, and some of them slip through the system and play for Jamaica, and somebody can come back and say, prove that this person is not a Jamaican, 2-year ban. So the FIFA Connect is one of the ways we ensure that people who have that, become an elite youth, is one of the ways to catch them from early. One of the benefits of doing it is that if you register a player from 12-year-olds and you have him tell him say him at 15 or 16, him go overseas and you know see him again and him turn a big ball and get a big contract, you know, when him at 21. Because you had registered him first, it is automatically know that you're entitled to trading compensation for that player, even if you never see him for 10 years or, you know, well, maybe not 10 years, for 6 or 7 years. So that is one of the features of the FIFA Connect, is that every single player should be on it and you don't have no issues. So even transfer can be done on it. Otherwise, from now when a lot of people are using paper for transfer a player, you know, and the system not electronically. So again, the FIFA Connect have a whole heap of other uses. Like in some countries, you don't even need to carry match cards anymore. You carry your iPad or whatever you have, and when you go to the match, you just touch upon the players them who will start, who will be the reserve, touch upon who is the referee, who is the match commissioner, everything come up on a report and you're ready to play the match. So that's where we're heading, and that is why the FIFA Connect it is compulsory for you to use it in all JFF competition, and by next year we're going down to all parish competition.
I think more should be done from the JFF perspective, though, in terms of the education of persons regarding the system. Because I've had this.
Why you say that? We have. Look,
Mr. Speid, every time there's an issue with the JFF Connect, the FIFA Connect, people have to call Mr. Ian Kimball. He is the only person everybody call.
But
he can't attend to everybody.
No, but don't say that, because every parish was trained. Come on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, the federation could or through the committee or some arm ensure that the training done to the parish is passed on to the affiliates, because I don't think
we can't do that. We think the parish associations should be responsible enough to train their affiliates. We train them train them affiliates. JFF can't do everything. Come on.
I'm telling you now that you see what you're saying now may be news to many people. Them probably don't know that the parish association persons were trained to assist them with the issues that they're having.
Well, yeah, this is Jamaica. As I said before from right up. Every single club in a Premier League was taught how to apply for a club license. Last year in our Premier League, let me tell you this, only 4 clubs was able to play in the Concacaf competition if they had qualified for it. Only 4. You know where one of the club came? Third to last. So that means if they were picking 4 clubs to play in the Concacaf competition, it would be, yes, 1, 2, 3, and third to last would have represent Jamaica. That's what would have happened last year. So everybody keep on saying the JFF, this JFF. Everybody's trained, and they were trained more than once. Not even one time, you know. They were trained more than once.
Okay. Well, you would understand why people would refer to the JFF, because they are the bodies responsible for football. Similar to how
they have nothing else to do.
Similar to how you are the chairman of technical committee.
And their vocabulary small when it comes to football. Anytime they say football, they say JFF. Their vocabulary small.
I don't really agree with that. I don't agree with that. But
look how much things you get wrong and you know about football since we attack.
I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying.
So just imagine
but I'm saying, I think more educational things need to be done to help the clubs, because by and large, even though you are saying the parish associations were trained, I am telling you that a lot of times we talk to people from clubs, and some of the things them, or even some of the benefits of the system, them genuinely don't know about it. And I think if they knew, they would have bought into it more.
Yes, but you expect JFF to teach 500 clubs. We have to teach 14 parish and them teach the rest of clubs. That's how it go. We can't teach 500 clubs. It's a JFF. We have one competition department, and we can't teach 500 clubs. Think about it. It's the parish them. So we must do a flood in the parish with the request and make them come to us for training. So then we train 2 or 3 people in the parish. We can't train 500 clubs.
Does the JFF have autonomy over parish associations?
Yes, and the parish association have autonomy over all clubs.
Okay.
So we train them train the clubs. Come on, don't put that on us. We can't do that.
All right. So last year, a federation banned a club for playing in a JFF competition. And
we're
the
saying
federation says the federation position was that they're not getting involved in local disputes with clubs and association. Why is it that the JFF did that?
I don't look. May I just stop right here? I don't have enough details on that to comment on it, so I'll leave it alone.
Okay, all right, no problem. I saw someone was asking about the under-20 Roach. I'm saying, how is the preparation for the under-20 championships going?
So, I think this is one of the time where we probably would have spent the most money preparing for the under-20 championship. As you know, we send the players who are available in a non-FIFA window to
Turkey.
It was mostly the younger players though, under 18. Of course, the players who were eligible to play is the under 19. So most of the players that went was 1 year younger. A few of the players came perform well and they still retain their spots. Then we send the team to Mexico in a tournament to get overseas games, and they have been in training, for weeks, probably months, and they are going to assemble again, I think, before they go off on the 19th. So I think, we had put the coach in place from 2 years ago for this team. So I think the JFF, all is room for improvement, but
not necessarily 2 years ago though, because John Wall was in charge of this team before he was reassigned. So
he was in charge of the team from he came into Jamaica, so it's almost 2 years.
Yeah, but he's not. No, but he's not with the team now.
No, we're not talking about him. They said preparation of the under 20. It's not him. They said the under 20 Concacaf Championship. He had the team almost 2 years to prepare it, and because he's reassigned, somebody else took it up, so the team is still being prepared.
If we are being totally honest, I don't know if that team was being prepared for 2 years. Actively being prepared. Maybe they were doing preparation in terms of gathering information and collating and tracking players and stuff. Maybe that's a part of the preparation.
He got the job 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. That's what he should have done. Well, a year and a half, in fairness. A year and a half. He was full-time a year and a half.
So somebody asked if John Wall is like JFF. Yes.
Yes.
So that means that them only need a head coach and a goalkeeper coach.
I don't know what we're going to need in a long run, because when the coach comes, he will decide what.
Nobody is about to apply.
No, everybody
can. Let's work. So in terms of all right, because I know that you guys do the recruiting of the coach, and not recruiting, but assessment of coaches who apply and stuff. After you go through the resume and look through your shortlist, and then you make your recommendations to the board to say these persons are one and higher. What if when you send the list to the board, in the order which you send it to, then come back and say, can't afford these persons. Get somebody else.
So, and the board run things, but we kind of understand about money and economics. Is the board really decide? So we'll give the board like 5 different choices. Say, listen, all 5 of these persons can do the job. They choose whichever person they want to choose. And sometimes when we go back to try and negotiate, number one drop off of the list because they're just too expensive, or they want to carry a whole set of backroom staff who can't pay. So sometimes if you choose a coach, it don't mean say the work done there and it's gonna be that person automatically. You could have go down to number 3 sometime or number 4. Or in the meantime, when we're trying to come to a conclusion, somebody has come on board and we have to switch and put up this other person and say, okay, let me go look at this one too. So it's a fluid situation. There is no one size that fits all.
All right, here's a challenge that I have. Earlier, you were naming out persons who are part of the technical committee, but some of those persons are still a part of the board. So, when is it that, including yourself, Miss Elaine Walker-Brown, Mr. Watson, Mr. Daly, so when it is that you're saying that your committee deliberates and make a recommendation to the board, do you all have a vote in the decision, or it's except you guys? So the other members will deliberate on the issue.
Yeah, but the board has 11 persons, so that's just 4 persons. They still have the majority they can
But
decide.
4 are almost half of the board.
Yeah, but who tell us say, I mean, most time is the same, but one of those persons could decide say they never agree with it in the first place, and when they go up on the board, they vote against it too, or choose a different person, the 5. So all of that can happen. I mean, but nobody
Yeah,
lose them vote on the board for
yeah,
that
yeah.
purpose. Hold on, I want
Okay.
to ask a question. Nobody lose them vote on the purpose because there's no conflict there. It's not like the persons who we recommend is related to them. There's no conflict there for you to vote for any one of those persons. There's no conflict. The only time we ask a person on the board not to vote is when there's a direct conflict. I will tell him, say, you sit out or come out of the meeting, and then the vote will go on.
Yeah, but Mr. Speed, I think the process is conflicting. If it is that the technical committee have 7 members, based on knowledge, 4 of them are board members, and the board have 11 people. I'm saying, hold on, I am not saying that the board members should not vote because in your capacity as a coach and an administrator, in Miss Lane Walker capacity as someone who's in charge of women football, your expertise will be required in terms of the selecting of the coach and the coaching staff. But I don't necessarily believe that you should hold a position in the technical committee that's going to report to the board that you're a part of. Because ultimately the decision of the coach is going to be made by the board.
Brian, it only sounds good when you talk it, but it happens all over the world, Brian. There's no conflict between anybody on the technical committee and the coaches. Them don't know the coaches them from Adam. So Al Grimson who come from Iceland, nobody know him from Adam. All we do is send the board 3 or 4 persons and say them 4 persons here is competent enough, you choose one. So it could be that 2 of the technical committee person choose number 1 and 2 prefer 2. All we did agree, not who must get the job, but the list.
I understand, but my whole thing is, if it is that you are going to be involved in the selecting stage, I don't know if you should be involved in the recruiting stage. And I think the selection stage is the most important.
What is it you recommend? Tell me what you recommend.
That board members do not be a part of the technical committee. Because ultimately the board is going to decide on the recommendation from the committee.
You know what the technical committee does is not pick coaches. You guys still believe so the technical committee job is to pick coaches. Coaches is just so smaller recommendation, it's a smaller part of what we do. So you're telling me that the woman who is in charge, a woman, mustn't be on the technical committee. So how we decide on things that affect women football if she's not on the committee? We put somebody else when I know nothing about women football, or we don't put the chair who's going to bring a position from the women's committee to the technical committee for us all to consider. If she comes to the technical committee for us to consider something about women football, 6 of us now nothing to do with women football. So no care what she say, if it no make no sense, it can't go through. Competition come and say, this is what we are planned to do, and we say technically it don't make no sense. But a one man bring it come, and we have 6 more away. So the next 6 away, or just sit down there making this up when it make no sense. No. And that is why there's no conflict because even if there's a conflict because the person is also a woman and also on the technical committee, what is she alone going to do? Or vote the whole 5 of us, other 6 of us can't happen. And that is why I don't see an issue with it. So we just make up these things because it sounds good to make up. But just think about the practicality, right? So 4 are up on the committee and we go to one board. And we'll put you, Brian, to be the coach of the national senior men team. The 4 are mad enough to put up your name and say you. You think the next 7 person will make you pass? No, never.
Okay, all right. Let me just tell this thing. Here we are said, and it practical still, but me not agree with it.
That's fine. So where you'll find people on the technical committee will represent women. If I know the person who is the top woman
Any other
The rest
women
of
involved in
the
football in Jamaica.
well, so you want somebody make a decision that is not in a technical committee, that is not the top person in a women's football in the country.
Maybe sometimes the top person is not the best person to make decision either.
But why people vote her and put her there? All of a sudden, them vote for her to do it, and then you are saying she. And you're not an affiliate, but it's the affiliates them in a super majority say other person they want to do them business. And then you sit them out the door now and say, you know what, me no want that person, me no care who the rest of people them vote for. Come on, let's see life go.
No, but we just have to, but we are entitled to have an opinion, and ultimately, whatever our opinion is either if you listen and it makes sense, at some point it may be applied, and if it doesn't make sense, you just say, well, there's another opinion that doesn't make sense, I will just move on.
Problem is that you know have an alternative for all of that to make sense. That's the truth.
The alternative is, I think there's Miss Elaine Walker Brown is not the only woman who's involved in football in Jamaica. There are other women who are involved.
Did anybody vote for those women? Did anybody vote for them?
No.
We're a democratic country. We go with the people and who the people and vote for.
Okay. All right. Boss, cool. Tell me something. How is it? This I want to find out about the Concacaf thing. How is it that the two teams from Jamaica and potentially the third team from Jamaica could possibly end up in the same zone?
Yeah, Concacaf use one criteria to decide on how they make the draw. Bad decisions. Bad decision. But for now, they use one criterion, which is the rankings. And I thought they should have also used the country. They should have followed the method that World Cup, the people at FIFA used for World Cup. And they didn't. And this is the result of it. I hope they learn a lesson now. But this is just a bad way of picking who falls into each zone.
But maybe it's cheaper for the Jamaican teams, though. You won't have to be traveling all over the Caribbean.
I don't think any Jamaican is happy about that because it's cheaper. I don't think anybody is happy.
Where is Cavalier going to play their home game?
Either Sabina Park or National Stadium. There's nowhere else in Jamaica to play it.
So you will be able to play on the lights by that time?
Sabina Park lights is very good. They have the amount they have the requirements for the looms or lux, whatever you call it. They are almost there. It's just a few adjustments they need to make. Plus, but they have one problem, which is the pitch. But otherwise, the lighting is very good.
Oh, so that's the reason why the national senior team couldn't play at Sabina Park?
I don't know if that's the reason. If they had asked for it to be played there, because I see Grenada play on pitch too. So
yeah. A few Caribbean countries play on cricket fields. Because I know, Grenada, I think Saint Vincent or Saint Kitts, they play on cricket fields as well. Okay, well, I guess that's it for me. No more questions. I don't see anybody else. Is there any more coaching courses that's coming up that you want to share?
Oh yes, so even though we probably have about 800 coaches, we're going off on one of our biggest endeavors. As I said before, we are going to be having classes for 500 primary school coaches at the B license level over a 2-year period to carry them to the C license, because we want to ensure that every player from a young age, the best age of learning is from 8 to 14, and we want those players to have a certifiable coach to bring them through their development phase. So we are going to, after we carry primary school to C license, we're going to enforce that all primary school coach must have a C license, because we believe that at that stage we want people who are coaching the players know what they are doing. Then our aim is to make sure that Manning and the Costa Cup schoolboy football are coached by a B license coach, which is for elite youths and top amateur players, and then all the professional teams should be coached by A license and national team by pro license. So that is our aim, that our committee is trying to get there as fast as we can. We think we'll get there by about 2028 or 2027. So that and that is really what we want. The other thing we're looking at is that facilities, we only have one technical facilities now, so it's not enough to deal with the national academy. We need to get one in every region and see if we can really make sure so we turn over every single stone. We also want to ensure that elite youth football is being played at the under 13, under 15, under 17, and under 20 level. So we're working through those. We have plans for 13, 15, and 17 now. Real plans. 20 is lagging behind, but we're trying to work on all of those. So that is where we are. Those are the more important things to us than talking about whichever.
Your committee is in charge of referees as well and their development.
Yes, yeah. The referee can have a body by themselves, but we try to make sure that they are part of any development because referees are key cornerstone in development. If the referees are not up to standard, and you can see it happen to us, we play in Jamaica. Referees allow certain things to get people to get away with certain things. Once you go into Concacaf competitions, you're getting cards, you're getting penalties awarded against you. So referees are a big part of our development. The better they are, the more world class they become, is the better our league will become, and we'll be able to compete international. So we're working on those two. Yes. Also, we're working on match commissioner. They get their regular training. As a matter of fact, we need some match commissioner now. So people who want to work in that area.
For the longest time, I've always tried to find out how you become a match commissioner. Nobody seems to can tell you.
Just the competition committee. That's competition committee and department. That's who you apply to become a match commissioner. So sending in, if you want to become one, just sending your papers. You get the training and you become a match commissioner. So we're looking for some now because we're short.
Okay. So Jeremy, can there be a mandate to include game time for elite U18 players in the JPL? Number of games and minutes.
Jeremy, we're looking at it.
People them have a and say you have young team, you have implement policy to benefit the team. That them going to say me. I tell you from now.
Yeah, but that don't make no sense because all the rest of the clubs have to do is just get some young players too. They're all over Jamaica. But if we're going to develop the players, in the best way we can, and not against old players, it's just that we need to get half of the teams in the JPL to have very young players. I mean, there's no two way about it. In the JPL, there's a 16-year-old yesterday who scored a stunner, right, for Spain. He has played over 50 games for Barcelona. Anybody have any idea why he gets those opportunities and why he's so good? You think it's because the coach looking at him and say, you're too young? He gets that good because the coach say in believing in him, and you have to give credit to the Barcelona coach, not to anybody else. He played over 50 games. In Jamaica, we don't why we started how we start, we are playing 20 games. This player would have improved twice as much as our player who's playing 20 games because he played 50, 2.5 times. That's why he's so good. So we have to start understanding, say, what Jermaine say is not a speed thing. It's a good, he just come up with a good idea if we really want to reach anywhere in football. Because these are the players who want to be able to improve faster because they're younger, they're nearer to the golden age of learning than the older players. No disrespect to older players, but just think about it.
See a question here on the screen. You can see it. The person saying,
I mean,
yes, all your response.
No, man, let me answer, man. We're not afraid of them person. So every single person on the board is affiliated to a parish or a club. Every single one. The only reason why when your Roman picked me out is because I'm successful. Let me tell you a story about it. I was the treasurer in 2004. How much years that ago? Over 20 years ago. Cavalier was in Sid Bartlett. What were they? Our major league. I don't know how they that time. Nobody never ever. And I was being the treasurer is a bigger position than the position that I have now. Nobody never talked about it, not even one time. You know why? Because my club was down there struggling and can't reach now. And I've never been out of JFF to Captain Borrell. I've been there, he put me on 4 committee. Boxing, I've been there, micro-kits, I've been there. Everybody asked me to serve, and I've served faithfully as best as I can. I've never been out of power. I've been CASAFA president, confederation chairman, all of those things, right?
Is it the first time you have a voted position in the JFF?
No. I've always had position on the JFF. The problem is,
Man, but meaning being elected, like voting.
because I was elected at CASA. No, I was a treasurer.
Okay.
Right. The problem is, all those years, Cavalier was, even when we came to Premier League, we were at the bottom of Premier League trying to survive every year till we got relegated. Nobody paid Speed any attention. You see, since we come back, and I've been to every semi-final since, then you see the arguments start to talk about Speed being conflicted. Only because I'm successful Romanian. Now, let me tell you again. Let me tell you again. After 5 years, all of the vloggers them and all of the pundits them, you have one vlogger who I just my name in survive pan or going to get no likes because he butcher the English language, new patois, don't know what words mean, can't spell, but him sit down on my name every single day, right? Half I'm vlog them and my name in call. And after 5 years, how the campaign against me, Kasafa, everybody who ditto, every time they say conflict of interest, and my name them call. You know what is happening in the election? The stakeholders, the people who know how me contribute to the country, put me back in with a super majority, give me more powers than I had before by giving me a vote. So I don't know what you're talking about. You guys need to understand what I've done for the country, which me can reel them off when nobody else ever do. All of my policies them benefit every single person, not just Cavalier. So you are all saying I must mash up Cavalier or don't work for the JFF. The JFF is asking me to work even when I'm not elected. Them ask me for work. Every single president. And I can tell you that the next president is going to ask me too. So
say I never know say you use the word the captain, you know. Because you are captain is always
committee captain put me on and me and captain couldn't agree none at all. I remember one day, see, Captain Burrell not here, or Horace Reid not here, and FIFA come. And I get a call from Miss Rose Bones, Mr. Speed, our captain, our boat, and then call me. I needed to go to a meeting to talk to the FIFA people at the JFF. I said, but I am not even on the JFF board anymore because I lost the election in Casafa and I wasn't on the board anymore. And them said, no, are you we want to go represent the Jamaica in front of FIFA? I don't even know the topic where FIFA come with, but them say, no, you want to go. And I went to the meeting, and the FIFA people was full of praises, well done, well good meeting. I was able to talk eloquently about the football game and all of those things. And this is something that I don't understand these people. Because everybody, and I just people from Jamaica, you go over the Caribbean, anytime them call anybody in a Jamaica meeting call. Right across the Caribbean. I know people in a FIFA, I know people from everywhere, them have me, my name, them call me, them ask me about ideas, we exchange ideas, we talk about how to improve the country, how to improve things. I went to Trinidad on my own business. And before me leave, we signed an MOU between Jamaica and Trinidad. No, nobody never, we start discuss it, nobody never send me to go do it, you know. So that is why when we go to Trinidad now, we don't pay for stay there. When they come here, they don't pay. Have so much games between them because I'm the coaching education and both of us collaborating. These are the things that I do. I don't do anything for benefit myself. It's for benefit Jamaica. So
are you paid by the JFF?
No. No, it's because some people.
You don't want to ask, yeah? You don't want to ask, yeah? This is how we want to ask. I've been around the space and I see the rhetoric come out a lot. A lot of negative things are spoken about you. Even some things you have to do with football, just a lot of negative things are said. How is it that? Why is it that they keep going?
But look here. I am a nationalist, and I don't jump off of other people's tune. I'm my own man. I'm not even afraid of what anybody wants to say. Elite Sports TV, the man can't spell. He don't know the English language. The man butcher. I don't care who is in. There's no way him should be a blogger. You know. Just think about it. A man that can't spell, don't know what words mean, don't know the English language, can't even talk patois. This man shouldn't even be a vlogger, you know, but he is a vlogger. So why you saying me shouldn't be who me is because me wanted it? Him want to be a vlogger, and I mean, I have no problem with him being a vlogger. It's fine with me. Come on, even right now.
Yeah, but Mr. Speed, hold on, Mr. Speed.
Hold on, I'm done with him, man. Even right
now.
No.
My boss, no matter carry the conversation to the limit.
Yeah, something to say. Forget me done with him. The vice president at Casafa, the two vice presidents at Casafa, they own clubs, Cavalier Stuart and Herman Cruikshank. Why nobody not tell them them conflict of interest and their team playing at the competition? Every single person in a football conflicted. Why? I'm just asking you why people not say them conflicted. You crazy people. Man.
Yeah, but Mr. P, really and truly still, hold on, I'm going to say something. I feel like you got hard for right now while I'm still. Even though
you ever hear them about coming?
Yeah, me know say me genuinely me not think he hate it, God no.
Me not hate
I'm not think he hate him. I'm not think he hate him. But we just have a difference of views.
No, I don't have a problem people saying what they're saying. But the fear, there's a whole heap of other persons used to be the chairman of the technical committee before me. And them have them club.
Yeah, but Mr. Speed, if we are being honest, during that time, we never had like the massive social media breakout. Now, so a lot of people wouldn't know.
But it doesn't matter. The club where Ryan used to play for, that the man they used to be the chairman of the technical committee. Why not? Oh, you mean?
Oh, I never know.
So when they matter, look here, the man who run FIFA, Amar Zimban, you know, come from a country. You see what happened with Canada already? Then put them back in the World Cup.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that.
Why would not cost them people there?
Yeah, I see that.
And you can't find one thing where you can say Rudolph Speid do for better in team. As a matter of fact, the way I stay, me no need no edge. Me good enough. Me no need no edge to do nothing. Me can tell everybody that. Me no need no edge, so me no need to cheat.
Okay.
Elite
one
sport,
thing.
you see Elite Sport are going like him mad now. Him fi stop vlog, the man Kevin, the man
you know,
tonight you see the man.
Big man, leave the man alone, boss. You know me asking
the man Kevin spell.
Well, let me ask you this regarding coaching. So you have the Concacaf A license now. You have any ambition of doing another upgrade? Well, me know them don't have like pro license in Concacaf, but you have any ambitions of doing another license?
I do my pro license probably next year.
Okay. And me also hear you. At the time, I hear people ask you regarding being the president for the JFF or coaching a national team. But you always say you're not interested in it at that time. But why is it that you have all the certification, you are trained as an administrator? So why you do all those certification and be qualified if you're not interested?
You see, I never ask anybody when they want to do with their life, you know. I don't know how so much people concerned about my life. Brother, I love my life, you know. You know what Paul will call me and said to me, say, Speid, you're one of the richest man at Jamaica. I say, Paul, what do you mean by that? That's not true. Him say, yes, you look like you don't want nothing. You have everything what you want. You don't want players, you don't want titles. You know, run up and down one like an idiot. So at least me have some people who me can really talk to.
If
me love my life, love what me do.
If Mr. Paul says a rich man, you must be a rich man because Mr. Paul is a rich man.
It's all you measure richness is when you don't want nothing. And it's true, you don't want nothing.
Okay.
So all of these people were kill off themselves because I mean, I understand, you know, me really don't want nothing. Right? Mr. Ryan do a video, say him could have made the national team as a goalkeeper. You have to say that man wicked and lie. The man was like a shopkeeper, you know. Let me try to show you say this man attack about me.
But I agree with you on that. He can't me talk to coach. Wait now, hold on. Me know Ryan need to go school now. Me talk to players.
Me carry Ryan go play because me not tell you, me carry Ryan go play for Casafa. And he can't deny. You know, when he at under 15 or 13, I remember down at Westmont. Me I leave 3 love and I say, warm up youth and put him like goal. In that 5 minutes at 3-2, me have to take him back out of the goal and put him on play up. I look like me I go lose.
Yeah, but at 15, I'm at 15.
And then him talk about JFF fight against him and I make him play for Jamaica. And then something the man them talk. I mean, I talk like
that. Yeah. As we said, when I get over there, I think that they used to coach Ryan. When YouTube just get popular, they used to put Ryan show regular. So as me say, me not think he have nothing against saying, God no, because he's a person me talk to, And me not thinking 80. And me not think you're 80. Me just think gonna have difference of opinion and him
Me
have
and
a
him
very
don't
strong
have no opinion. Why am I on this program and him come on pan it and I try to troll me? The man just go sit down, man.
Yeah, but it's a free platform to be free. You say what I must say.
Yeah. But him have enough platform over film side. Just stay over there, so I make we talk about important thing.
Sir. I heard that you said earlier that the coaching association, the coaching body is independent of the JFF. Do you assist other coaches to get certification, like help them to pay for course and stuff, or you're not that?
So
In terms of getting funding.
yes, because the 500 coaches where we're going to do for D license, them only up pay like about 5,000. You know, normally it's 30,000, but we get sponsorship from both the Ministry of Sports and Ray and Nephew. So, and that was me go out and find that money. So you see, when
Well, I never know that you were involved in that.
yes, both of them. So you see, when people keep on talking about speed, I do this, them don't even understand what the other things when we do to make sure say everything go right. I mean this I know say other people can do it, but this search for coaches, yeah, me have all of my people I'm call a Croatia and all over the world in England and say, yo, me I look a coach, so me have all of my people outside the way. I help with consult to find the right person. I don't say other people can do it, but we because of my relationship with a whole heap of CEOs in the country, yeah, we can call them and talk to them and say, more to help here, so more to help here. So this is something that I like to do, and I do it, and nobody going to stop me from do what I like to do till I finish. Me can't bother do it no more.
Grammy, he not go answer that. Me put up the tilt, I don't want to say, no put up a comment, but he not go answer that, Grammy, which is fair still, because as me say, I'm of the view that it's not a fair question to ask, because sometimes people apply for job and them have other jobs, and if they don't get it, they kind of put them in a position.
Exactly, and may have some of those where have them jobs and we can't talk.
Yeah.
But trust me, people, remember me are the one that carry arguments about me went far and wide and search the contacts them I have. People trust me, we'll get probably a better coach, more pedigree and everything. Just Jamaica, just relax. The process is that we're taking that application until the end of this week. After that, the committee will meet and we'll shortlist of 5. Then we interview and then we'll make decision. And then when we shortlist down, we're gonna probably me and the president or me and the gen sec or me no know. But I ball the person because we have to look in the eyes if we know it's the right person. And we expect to have somebody in place by the end of this month or early August. So that is really the procedure we're trying to find. And as I said before, it's not just us and the committee is recommending people. We have our contacts and we ask people about certain people. We know the countries them that doing very well in international football, where the coaches come from. We know that we're looking at coaches who coach teams that look like us. So there's a lot of science into what we're doing. It's not just a grab bag and trying to find anybody that come along. We're looking for somebody who really
I have a next question too that I want to find out. I know that in the past you said that the recruitment of players ultimately is the job of the head coach or whoever that person is. But in terms of how the football is set up, coaches come and them go. As you can see, Alvin had a 4-year stint, him leave after 2. Next coach may have a same stint and leave after. Don't you think it would be prudent for the JFF to have a member of staff who is involved in the recruitment of players? Because what happens is, let's say the coach leave and him leave on a bitter note. He might tell the player themselves, yo, I'm not going to play for that country then or whatever. So, but when you have a staff in the JFF now who is doing that, it's less likely for that to happen. Don't you think?
No, because the truth is, we get the coach a license to decide who he want to play. So why bother recruit people the coach don't want and at all? Because when you recruit them, in a way you're kind of promising them that they're going to play, in a way.
So I guess it comes down to how you recruit them.
Yeah, but look, as far as me is concerned, if a player eligible for Jamaica, I'm eligible. So you're talking about the ones who have to go out of board for like get them a passport.
To convince, yeah.
Right, yeah. But you go for the ones that you really are going to use in that case, because, as I said before, the process is difficult and time consuming, and probably we have to choose the ones that we go after, So, no, players is never the case. It's always the coach. What the coach must do, though, in order to protect himself, is just point us to the ones that he likes, so he don't have to go himself. So when he doesn't go, he doesn't promise the players.
Okay. The whole. Why is it that we don't have the same issues for women's football in terms of recruiting players that we have for men's football? But
we have the same issues.
No man, because all right, when the women's team are playing, me never hear anybody complain to them have quota. The women make up most of the players from overseas.
But there's no quota. Where you get that from? So there's a quota. There's no quota.
No man, I'm not saying that there is. I'm saying the argument comes up a lot of time that we have preference for male football. But I'm saying on the women's side, we have majority of the players who come from overseas or who are developed overseas, but them come and play. But we don't seem to have those issues where we talk about passport and citizenship and those things on the women's side.
It's because you've not gonna talk about them. We have the same issues with the women.
But me not hear them come up like me never hear them.
You guys not hear about them.
Mr. Speid, like me never hear them say, me no want to call the player name, but sir, like a man who play now. Me never hear them say, yo, the Liverpool female want to play for Jamaica and she not on the passport. Me never hear that. If you have a Jamaica that
all I'm saying,
we
watch the male game all the time. So we are more aware of who is. We are, how much are we watch female game? I'm sure if it's 100 football fans in Jamaica, 5 of them don't watch a female game. So you're not going to have the same issues. You're not going to be so popular like
The federation help females get passport and them stuff though?
No. Well, look.
Are the females them come ready? The females them come ready.
Same issue, but they are more diligent. I find them more diligent if them say them want. So the other day we have a team going to the World Cup. There was 17 female on the team that had a different passport than Jamaica. 17, I think, or 18. I don't remember what. But them different. Women are different, Them act different. Them are more tick the boxes and make sure so them paper right, and kind of different.
Okay. You find that the females are easier to deal with, I mean, in terms of the issues that they have.
Brother, players are players. I mean, all of them to me, players are players.
The reason I say that still, because from the outside, it looked to me like the female coach or the female coaching group have a better control, have a better understanding of those players.
That's unfair to the males, because in the last 2 years, you never hear of a male football team strike.
Yeah, man, but at the first, never hear a female team strike, so maybe...
That's the point. You have never heard of the male football team has been the consistent one. So that would be unfair to say.
Yeah, but in the past, the male team always has strike from full of them days and them time there. At the first, never hear a female team like...
Right. Yeah. But the male team has in the last 2 years, you have to give them props.
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you on that. But just I said, from the outside, it looks like we have more issues with male football than female football. But so I guess the federation, I guess something right. They could say.
No, the federation, Brian, just we said before we go, has improved tremendously. Just from corporate governance, we finished with 2023 accounts, and that gone to FIFA a long time, and we not even reached. I think we did finish it from in about April, right?
All right, people, hold on just speed, man, before you continue. People, I went on the JFF website, and the account is there for 2023. I don't know if them take it down, but when I checked a couple of days ago, it was there. It was a very detailed document. I think it had like either 41 pages or 98, one of them numbers. But it was there, and it was very informative for the most part. It's long, but if you have time, you can go and read it.
So that's an improvement. That's an improvement over what we have done. So I'm saying we're getting there. We have travel policy, so nobody can travel unless them have work for the JFF. Nobody can get a free ride anymore. That policy is in place and we are adhering to it. And that is at FIFA, so them can come and audit all the time if we are adhering to it. We put in about 4 or 5 more other different policies, like procurement. We have to get 3 quotes from 3 different persons before we choose who we spend money with. We have policies that deal with whistleblowing. We have policies so people can talk if them say anything. We have policies that deals with a whole heap of stuff. So we have put all of those in place in the last year and a half. I think we must commend Dennis Strong because he does some good service with those because I'm business background. And the whole board who would have gone through them and approved them, change their constitution, all of those things, all those corporate governance things are in place. Financially, we make a profit last year, and we have some deals with some creditors, so we can we pay some of the money and they write off some. So we're trying very hard to make sure that we're comfortable from a financial basis. People, football is football and finance, economics. If that is not there, it just don't work if you don't have the resources to fund your programs. So there's a lot of improvement. Sometimes people want to still just say we what you call it, we inefficient or we slack. All of those things tighten up, and I think it is causing problems with some people who want us to operate like how we operate on our board. So for instance, if a player pull out from a team, right away we have a policy, we just suspend them to protect the players. People think so we're suspending them because we want to be vindicative. No. Because of what FIFA rule is, they can only not come for a call up for a couple.
Yeah, if you are injured.
Yeah.
And I think if you retire, you have to inform a national association.
Yeah, right. And also, if the coach allow you, but in some cases, if the coach call you, that means they never gain a permission. You can be banned for the duration of the FIFA window plus 5 days after. So we just say, listen, just suspend the person selection so them can go ahead and play for them clubs. We don't want blighting nobody. We don't want that on our hands. We're not vindictive. People believe that is vindictive, but it's not. It's actually releasing the player. When the player ready to come back, then come and say, JFF, we're ready to play again. We just okay, if the coach pick you in. So that is where we are. So we're getting much more professional, but people just don't see it because they don't want to see it, right? The amount of things that we put in place, club licensing, all of those things, coaching education, where we have spent money and time, national academy. We have the under 17 team that is supposed to play next year in training from 6 months ago. We have the under 17 team for 2026 in training 2 years before. We have the under 17 team that's supposed to play in 2027, 3 years before in training. Those things are.
Those are the players who are in the academy, right? They will come through.
Yeah, we have the under 14, the under 15, and the under 16s now in training for the next 3 under 17 World Cup. So, I mean, we're doing a whole heap of things different with this technical committee leading the way. I don't know how those teams, all of those
Mr. Speid, let me tell you, it's just like politics. It might sound away, but it's true. You see, marketing go a far way in changing people's perception and belief. So for a very long time, people have I would say, a weird perception of the JFF and how they operate.
Yeah.
And now, even though things change now, a lot of the stuff that you are saying here, I'm telling you, many people didn't know, because I didn't even know that your committee was involved in getting the funding for the coaches and stuff. So similar to the politician them. Anytime them give away a pound of rice, them have a camera and them record it and make the whole world know. And even although it might sound away, but if people don't know what you're doing, then them like if you believe what them think you used to do.
No, but then don't.
The federation can take some blame for that too. Marketing what they're doing.
No, most people, when them believe that anybody dishonest, it's because most time that's what they would do. Because if anybody ever follow my track record over my life, then most of them don't have one dishonest board number. But as I said before, I don't need to be. I don't need to get no edge for nobody. There's no need for me. I have enough confidence that if me take on man or the man or one-on-one.
Sometimes you want an edge
You don't
Because
need no edge. You come out
yeah,
and
but you carry a ball and to play the semi-final.
no, the rule
Where do
is
you want the
the
ball?
rule is that is my ball supposed to play.
Alright.
So I one thing, nobody take anything from me. You're not going to take anything from me. I mean, that's
Okay,
me.
okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
you don't think you can carry your ball in a my semifinal. When you carry your ball in a your semifinal, then when a my semifinal you want to carry your ball again. That can't work. I'm stand up
You
for the
know
right.
more find out you think being a part of the JFF affects Cavalier negatively?
Yes. You know, you are the first person to ask me that. Me personally believe. All right, let me just say certain things that is true. A lot of persons have coached a national team before, the Jamaica national team. None of them qualified as I am. None of them have the success that me have. We win over 50 attacks. We win every title you can think about. Business House, Corner League, we never win Church League.
If I play
Super
Church
League,
League,
Major League, Super League, Premier League playoff twice. We are the only man who win it with a perfect 6-6 record. Premier League playoff twice. In the last 6 years, we in a semi-final every single time. We not come less than third for the last 6 years. Win 2 titles, come second. And we did all of that with the youngest professional team in the world. Right? I mean, other people coach national team will get relegated when they get the job. They never win a Premier League yet, but they are coaching national team. Everybody say, yeah, them for coaches, speed not for coach. All right, fine. I don't care. I don't want to coach. Yeah, I win schoolboy too. Yes, I win what name? What cup name? Flow Cup. But
yeah, rumors.
the truth is, me not deal with schoolboy so much, right? So Cavalier on the other hand, after winning all those things, people have said my players enough to play for the national team. So who must play? yeah. So look here. Me have the youngest professional team in the world. Me have one player on the national senior team. And me have 3 players in the under 20 squad. You talk about players who the senior team pick and players who play over 60, 70 Premier League games, right? In the under 20 squad. Me have 3. Me must have 2 in the under 17. And the people in say me have pick me one and play them. You people are crazy. So I believe that some of the teams them, you know, the most player may have in our team, 2011 had 9 players in the team who go to the World Cup.
And you were not even JFF. Well, you didn't have this much power.
You know, say nobody never said nothing about that. And people not even remember that, you know. Me had 9 players in the team of Dove pick will go to the World Cup. No, I was Concacaf president. I was the Confederate chairman at JFF. Me had a vote on the board at that time. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you how people stay. I had 9 players in the national team. I went to the World Cup, and we did so well. We drew with France. That had been Paul Pogba was playing for France, and we drew with that team, right? So I'm just saying, and then after that, the coaches them try restrict how much player Cavalier have. Every team after that, they never go to our next World Cup after that.
Maxwell told me that after that, they started to like say too much players from one club can't be in the team.
Yeah, so they never ever pick the players them again. So me have one player national team, and everybody repeat the lie that me a pack the Jamaica team with players. When I one player in that team, you know, the player not even play, that are king. He not even getting up and get 3 minutes. So Jamaica people just ditto the lies till them believe themselves. That's the real problem.
As the top of your player, what's up with Colin Anderson?
Colin Anderson is back in Jamaica, so he's supposed to be representing Cavalier in the next season. He's back in Jamaica.
Webster is still overseas though.
Yeah, he did exceptionally well. So he has gone on to a bigger club, and I hope wish him all the success.
Okay. I saw the other day that you were hosting a goalkeeping trial. How did that go?
We'll get some people, but I don't know if we're going to take any of them.
Okay. But you had 2 very good goalkeepers though, so.
Yeah, one of them was farming the fool, but.
Okay. I hear you still, you know.
Yeah. So let me just go back. So some people, right? The word conflict of interest, them don't even know what it means. There's nothing wrong with being conflict. Everybody have conflict. Down to the member of parliament, them when they make laws, all of the law affect them same man. But don't they make them? Did you know that anybody who have a farm in Jamaica don't pay no taxes if they make no matter how much millions they make on the profit in our farm, them don't pay no taxes? That's a lie, you know.
If you
And
own a farm,
yes. Why you think the politicians don't own farm? All of them used to own farm.
we know the church no pay tax.
If you have a farm, no matter how much profit you make, you don't pay tax if you're registered rather, right? If you make a loss in our next company, you can write it off against. If you make a profit in our next company, you can write it off against the loss you're making at the farm and don't pay the tax either.
Say that again. Say that again.
So if your farm make a loss and
Make
you make
a profit
in your next company where you own,
yeah,
over percentage ownership, you use that profit and put against the loss in the farm and you're still not paying a tax.
Okay.
People don't understand those things. So who make those
you own a farm? You own a farm?
No, but who you think make those laws?
Politician.
Exactly. And it affects them. They are
But politician own the most farm.
But I'm just saying, so people don't, so they are conflicted, right? So all up with this conflict of interest is two things. So when this big company used to just make food, we now call them, then them decide say them are gonna go into the distribution. You used to have trucks to distribute, then go in this, then buy trucks. Then they used to sell to supermarket, then buy supermarket. All right. So anyway, the point of me I try to make is that you see, this thing all over the world in every phase of life. But what really happens is that you have to learn to manage conflicts. Now, nobody can pick up one thing that is true when them say, I would have abused my position. So I'm just dare anybody to tell me one thing when you use and abuse your position. That is true, because you know they say a lot of different things, but it's not true. And everybody have conflicts. It's how you manage it and how the organization where you're in manage it. Every single person have conflicts. There's no person that don't have a conflict. As far as I know. But
the truth is, based on how football is set up, I don't know how you can avoid the conflict, because I suppose it's difficult to find persons outside of football.
No, it's not just football alone. Even the Media Association of Jamaica, the person who edit is a reporter, a media person. If he's a lawyer, the person who edit is a lawyer. That's how it goes. Every single person who have position, because they're not going to get nobody outside of their category of person to be leaders. Now, Elite Sport TV only know 5 words. Rudolph Speid conflict. Your what you call it? No vocabulary, you know.
Yeah,
in lexicon.
Wait, no, I'll tell you no. When we don't talk to you, I interview Ryan. When we finish talking to you, I interview Ryan. I mean, I ask him, but
if you don't know another word, you ask him about in goalkeeping powers, ask him if I die about the match.
Me ask him. I have a question, I'm not forget him. I ask him about it. Yeah, anyway. Sir Speid, thank you for your time. No, we only say an hour, but we go way beyond that. One other thing I want to say still, even though you get a lot of beating on these platforms, and many other platforms too, you always make yourself available to come on and engage the people. I don't know how or why, but you do it, and we really appreciate that. If I was in your position, I don't know if I would. Well, I don't like the pre-work thing, so I don't know what I record about it. But thank you for your contribution to the country.
You wouldn't come on?
No, not that we will come on, but
I don't have anything to hide, Brian.
No, man, not to hide. I'm just saying, no, man, I mean, would come on, but I don't know if I could have worked with JFF for free. Based on all the demand.
Right. A whole heap of people do other things for free, you know.
Well, true.
Some people smoke.
But I think that
Brian, some people smoke, some gamble, some drink, some take vacation. I love football. Nobody's gonna run me out right.
I love football more than my family. And sometimes the things that they say about you and your family and them thing there.
Yeah, but we have everywhere you go, you have some mad people. You go up on the road, you meet mad people sitting on the roadside, you know. You have all mad people in a clean clothes, you know.
You know, say when I was active involved at Mullines, I don't care my wife got much of them thing there, you know.
Well, my family stay away from football still, you know. If you notice, you know, I'll go my daughter, who is a lawyer, I compile some things that people talk about me if you sue them. You know, so she go get
hey, you would try to want to red, you know.
What do you mean if sue him? Of course I'm gonna sue him. Let me just put on back my glasses. You know me, I'm gonna sue him.
Red up in your soul is. If you sue your former player, brother, no bother with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got alter anyway about him being a not so good goalkeeper. So we here. Anyways, respect and thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. All the best in the future endeavors with Cavalier and the Club Caribbean Club Championship. Hope that you and Mount Pleasant can qualify for the next round.
Oh, and Arnett too. We'll not leave out Arnett.
The three round can go. Somebody will get left.
No man, Arnett is going to. Of course, it's 3 teams qualify from the Caribbean Cup to Concacaf. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. So, which the 3 round qualified? That'll be history. I think that'll be the first time 3 Jamaican teams are qualified. I think Arnett start training till me, so they might do them pre-season and stuff. I guess the competition starts in this month, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they start. They go. I think they start on the 25th of July.
Yeah.
And I think it finished the 5th of August. So they are going to go. I don't remember the country. I'm playing this tournament. The tournament is going to be hot. There's the
because they have the defending champion in their zone, right?
I don't know if it's doing it, but I know that.
But they are in that competition though. The team that won it last year.
Yes, and also.
Why are they in it? Why are they in it?
Because they don't have a professional league in their country. So once they win their league in the country, they enter that. They have to go through that competition.
Even though they're defending champion?
Yeah, it don't matter. It's like Champions League. It don't matter if you win. You still have to qualify again. And then there's the Jamaica Defense Force is in it. Arnett is in it. There's a bad team from Guyana, I know is in it. So that competition is going to be hot.
But the Defense Force is the team from Trinidad, right?
Yeah, and only 2 teams.
They are a good team. They are a good team. But Arnett ready, man. We see them do pre-season and them busy in the transfer window. More busy than Cavalier, so them know.
Or Everton says a straight KO format. If that's the case, it even gets harder. Because
straight knockout.
That's what Everton
said. Wow. That will be tough.
I'm telling you, it's going to be hot this competition.
Yeah, but it have to be short still because your competition starts in August and they start 25th of July. So maybe.
Yeah, because they have to find the winner. They have to find the winner, the first and second to play in our competition.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Hold on, one more question. You think you get an advantage when you play in this competition and then start the Premier League?
No, last year we were tired. We were so tired because traveling, you know, even although we travel in the Caribbean, sometimes we'll land like 4 times before we reach up and down, so the plane fell through before it moved. It was awful a lot of times because in the Caribbean, traveling is hard. You can't get a lot of straight flights. You almost never ever can get straight flights to go anywhere.
You have to go sell some more players, you know, so you can buy a jet.
Yeah, you know, we do the jet thing when we were going to Dominican Republic in the pandemic. But when you're going to like a Martinique, it's a yacht. We take about 4 hours, everybody vomiting at the yacht because the storm catches out on the sea and nobody used to storm on sea in a yacht. That was really rough. But I think it helped us to mature as a team and bonded us together. You know, I think it helped us and bonded us together. So it worked out.
Yeah, man. All right, Coach Speid. Thanks again for your time. And really, yes. Yeah, people. So that's it. I asked Coach Speid as much as I could have asked him. If there's anything I'm gonna miss out, maybe next time we can bring him on and ask him some more questions. But I thought I asked him as much as I could in the time based on the conversation. Never get to go through all the comments, but thanks to those who tune in and left a comment. People hit the like button, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, share with a friend or family member. Help us to grow the platform and the movement. And everybody, you never subscribe to my channel, brother. Today, subscribe to my channel. So nobody talk about me can't never see over here, brother. And today, subscribe to my channel, brother. So nobody with that. Grammy, big up, bro. Respect Mr. United and all the persons that come in. Don't know J. Seguna, Elite, Jermaine, Real Baller. Travis, when you say you want a range, can we see you have some range conversation? Travis, you want a range? So say the word, Travis. David, don't know, bless up. And until next time, people. Oh, I have a next show after this. So what happened is that show supposed to start at 7. But because this one went longer than I hope and I thought, which I'm appreciative of, that show was delayed. So I'm going to link up again and see if he's available. If he is, we're going to have a discussion with him. I'm going to share him journey and his story and take it from there. So people, maximum respect.